Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Tuesday, September 10th. We've got some big changes coming our way as we've been talking about. However, for today, it's going to be dry and breezy up across the Central Mountains and the Arco Desert. Some marginal but potentially critical fire weather conditions with the wind and RH later on today. Now, south of the Snake Plain, east of the Snake Plain, we do have showers and isolated storms that will be developing this afternoon. That spreads north and west tonight and then shifts back east tomorrow. Our low quickly moves in tomorrow afternoon and evening and is over with us on Thursday into early Friday. We'll show you in a second, but this has got a pretty decent gradient of a lot of moisture to not much at all across our area. It looks like it's going to be a season-slowing event across the Central Mountains, maybe even up along around Island Park, Oneida Pass. But you get much farther south than that, not a lot of precipitation falling. And when you get down towards the Utah border, just a few hundredths possible over a 3-day period. So certainly an interesting situation setting up over our area for the next few days. A little bit of moisture working through mid-level moisture. That might spell a few showers earlier on today, but that's also the moisture that's going to be feeding into the showers and thunderstorms later on today and tonight across the area. Where we do have some minor impacts, that's with a little bit of potential for lightning, but with the wind and RH potential of the Central Mountains, we've gone with moderate impacts. Moderate impacts for tomorrow, we've got wind, even with the humidity coming up. We've got showers. We're going to have thunderstorms, even thunderstorms into past midnight tomorrow night into Thursday that could create a potential for some holdovers after this storm gets through for some new lightning starts. And then with showers and thunderstorms Thursday, decreasing slowly on Friday and Saturday. No appreciable weather expected unless we get some new fire starts, we get some smoke into our area. Otherwise, Saturday, not a bad day across our area at all compared to what we've seen as of late. So looking at how our things are going to progress today, like I said, maybe a shower or two south of the Snake Plain this morning. Then as we go in the afternoon, you'll notice we get more showers and thunderstorms developing south and east of the Snake Plain. Can't rule out a stray shower up across Lemhi County, but that chance is way less than 10%. But you'll notice as we go into tonight, spreading north and west, and then also kind of shifting to east at the same time. So pretty crazy pattern setting up. Just about anywhere this evening and tonight we could see a thunderstorm, but the best chance of seeing isolated storms should remain southeast of the Snake Plain across the southeast corner. But you'll notice another band of showers and storms setting up to our west tomorrow morning. That will be moving in as we go through the afternoon. And the low itself is really going to shift over us and then kind of slowly lift northeast going into later Thursday night into Friday. But you'll notice quite a few bands of showers and thunderstorms developing. This really only takes us through tomorrow afternoon, but you can see more widespread moisture setting up across our area. Looking at some of the potential precipitation amounts Wednesday through Friday, and we're just looking at totals, and we're looking at the probability. We're not giving you exact amounts. Even though we're this close, the models keep shifting the track of the low. They also keep changing. We talked about that gradient of moisture over the area where we're going to get a lot of moisture to not much at all. This is looking at the potential of more than 1/4 of an inch. You get up across Lemhi County and the Frank Church up along the Montana border. It's a slam dunk of getting 1/4 of an inch or more. But you get down to Idaho Falls and Haley, we're looking at that potential only being 30, 40, 50%, and you get down towards the Utah border, and we're talking 10, 20, maybe 30% at best. So that's just with 1/4 of an inch. It really shows up when you put in some higher amounts. We'll adjust the probability here to greater than 1/2 an inch over the area, and you'll be able to see what we're talking about. Over 1/2 an inch, really 10, 20% to the south. Still up along the Montana border, we're still talking potential 60% and higher up towards Lost Trail Pass, looking at 80% or higher. A decent chance still over the higher elevations of the Central Mountains and also the higher elevations of the Eastern Highlands as well. We're going to crank this all the way up to 1 inch, and you'll really notice where we're going to see the potential for higher precipitation amounts versus not much at all over our area. Not much down south at all for the potential of an inch, but still up along the Montana border, 40 to 60% potential. Also over north of Stanley into the Frank Church of No Return Wilderness. There, a little extra shot of moisture in that area. So, like I said, some of these areas it's going to be a season slowing event. We still will see a little bit of snow, especially above 9,000 feet. But we dry out pretty quickly ahead of the next storm system. Even though we're getting into that pattern where storms are coming through more frequently, it's going to be wet, dry. So we'll just have to see how things go over the coming days. So back to the rest of the forecast. Temperatures today, still pretty warm. Like we said, this is going to be the warmest day of the week so far, or at least what's left of this week. Temperatures in the 80s down in the valley locations. You get to the low to mid 90s once you get over into the Treasure Valley. Humidity value is still rather low, except where that moisture moves into the southeast corner. Humidity value is running about 10 to 20% outside of the southeast corner for today. The strongest wind gusts in this afternoon, this evening, you can see some of those gusts in excess of 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour in a few spots this afternoon, this evening. Therefore, we do have critical fire conditions over the Central Mountains. A little more widespread there. Maybe more localized once you get around Galena Summit, Stanley, back down into the Arco Desert. That's for this afternoon and this evening. Wind gusts for tomorrow overnight. We got some strong gusts in the Central Mountains and also some downslope winds across the bench areas from around Burley up through the Rexburg area, and some of those gusts 25 to 35 miles an hour. And then out ahead of the main push with that low coming in tomorrow afternoon and evening, some gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. That's outside of thunderstorm potential. And we should say, at least for today and tomorrow, there is a potential of gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour with some of the stronger storms, especially this afternoon and then just ahead of the front for tomorrow. We'll have to monitor to see if the gust potential increases with the storm system tomorrow, at least the thunderstorm gusts anyway. For temperatures tomorrow, you'll see low 80s where we can keep it a little bit warmer, more or less cloud cover. 60s and 70s back over western parts of our area, dropping into Thursday for highs. Some of us are not going to get above 60 degrees, 30s and 40s in the mountains. Skip ahead to Saturday, you see how quickly we do warm up across the area. So once again, it's dry and breezy, a few storms down south today, but up in the Central Mountains and the Arco Desert, we do have critical fire conditions, at least marginal. Not everyone's going to see that, but widespread enough that we're concerned about the fire conditions spreading of new or existing fires. And then tomorrow night, Thursday into Friday, wet and cool across our area. Have a great Tuesday and do stay safe out there, everyone.